In order for friends with benefits to work, you have to keep a balancing act for a long time. Either you're giving her good enough sex to where she starts having an oxytocin release and starts having feelings for you when she swears she's not going to, or the dude is like, yeah, I'm totally fine with you seeing other dudes, and then he sees. Remember, the most powerful emotion in all of human history is male jealousy. 88, like something like 80% of all murders are men killing other men over women. So like all of a sudden, he's like, oh, she's just a fuck buddy, and then she sees him with another dude, and then all of a sudden it falls out of balance. So the thing about, can friends with benefits work? Fuck buddies, can it work? It can, but it's just a very, very difficult balancing act.
I think friends with benefits.
You said when she sees him with another dude, or
no. Okay, so two things. A lot of times, what I've seen is when women get emotionally attached to a guy they're just having sex with. Initially, there wasn't feelings, but it becomes feelings because it's natural. That's a superpower that women have. So women have this superpower of being able to have sex with a man and then imprint with him, and they lose that superpower over time once they've had sex with enough men. Men, on the other hand, the most powerful emotion that men have, their mate guarding emotion. If you guys want to read Dr. Buzz's stuff, the jealousy stuff, the mate guarding stuff comes from male jealousy. Male jealousy is an evolutionary adaptation because the men who weren't jealous were raising someone else's children. So the men who were jealous, they passed on their genes. That's where the jealousy comes from. And like I said before, the vast majority of murders come from men killing other men over women, over some sort of slight, something like that. So men getting jealous, seeing their female fuck buddy with another dude, then all of a sudden they're like, why are you talking to that dude? And they might get into a fight. Then there's no balance. Fuck buddy, friends with benefits only works when both sides are understanding this is nothing serious.
Yeah, and they have to be able to compartmentalize sex. That's why. Right there. I was going to say, I just did a show on friends with benefits about 2 weeks ago. And the reason I was doing is because I think that friends with benefits, like a fuck buddy situation right now, is really what women prefer as a relationship. And that's going to sound really outrageous, but the thing is like when women don't need men, well, I don't need a man. I mean, we see video after video on Instagram of these guys on the street going, do women need men? They're like, fuck no. And then they go and they ask the guys on the street, and they're like, yeah, we love women. We need women if they're hot, right? They'll ask them that kind of stuff. And I got into this sort of debate on Dr. Phil about whether or not men are superfluous or women think that men are superfluous. And the reason why I got into that is because women today have got their education down, they got their money down, they got their bag down, they got all this stuff, and they're essentially becoming the men that they wanted to marry. So what's left? They just want to have sex. They just want to get with the guy who's a hot guy that they can be with because their long-term security needs are met by themselves. And so what's the best relationship for a woman to facilitate that? It's a friends with benefits situation, and you'll see that's why they're getting into those more and more often right now.
I think it's only in the U.S.
Yeah, well, there's I was going to say it's also a national
Eastern
thing
Europe
too.
is not like that for sure.
Yeah. Certainly in westernized societies for sure.
I feel like it can also work out. It can also it can lead to an actual relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, there's a third option.
There's studies that actually prove that too.
There's a third option, yeah.
Two of my good friends, they started like that 3 months after. Now they can't get off each other.
Yeah.
It's like,
it can happen, but not really common occurrence.
Now, let me just put a period on the end of this. I'm not saying that's the way it ought to be, because there's going to be a million people in the fucking chat that are going to go like, oh well, Rolo's trying to teach these girls to have friends with benefit situations, and that's immoral. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that that's the direction we're headed. I'm not saying that it's a right or it's wrong, but I'm saying that that is the most logical choice if women's like beta bucks long-term security needs are already met, or they have the perception that they will be met. What's left? I don't need a man, I want a man. What's the man you want? He's the guy who fucks the shit out of me and leaves because I don't need him for anything else.
I mean, you look at modern day society now and dating, it's convenience. Okay, I'm making my own money as a woman. I'm successful. What do I need? Just a smash.
You need Dick Dash. Instead of DoorDash, you need Dick Dash.
Dash.
You call out,
Hey, that's a good one,
give me a couple of these guys and have them show up at 10 o'clock and have them out of here by 11. Thanks, bye.
Well said.